Your kids are being brainwashed. A school district in Tennessee asked parents to sign a form, a waiver, that banned them from monitoring their children's virtual classrooms. Do we need any further proof that education has become nothing but indoctrination? Now, it wasn't so long ago that I made a video about how teachers were discussing that they were afraid that parents would see what they're teaching children due to classes being online. They were saying things like, but what if the parents find out that I'm teaching the kids about critical race theory and socialism and communism and etc.? And the teachers were discussing how they were afraid of conservative parents, religious parents, and parents in general. You see, education these days is really more about indoctrination. They're not teaching these kids about ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, mathematics, history. They're teaching kids that white people are bad, that minorities are oppressed, and that everything is all men's fault. Kids are having their heads pumped full of these woke ideas, feminism, cultural Marxism. They're brainwashing children. And by asking these parents to sign a waiver saying, you're not going to monitor what we're teaching them, this should set a major red flag to parents everywhere. I say again, they are brainwashing your children. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, we've got to talk about this story. Now, here it reads, a school district in Tennessee is asking parents to sign a form agreeing not to monitor their children's virtual classrooms over concerns that non-student observers could overhear confidential information. They don't want you to know their dirty, dirty secrets. The form, a copy of which was sent to the Tennessee Star, reads, RSCS strives to present these opportunities in a secure format that protects student privacy to the greatest extent possible. However, because these meetings will occur virtually, RCS is limited in the ability to fully control certain factors such as non-student observers that may be present in the home of the student participating in the virtual meeting. Now, what are they really saying here? They're saying that they want to be alone with your children without adult supervision. I'm calling the police! That doesn't sound creepy at all. Let me ask you out there, whether you're a liberal or a conservative, as a parent, would you feel comfortable with a total stranger going up to you and saying, I would like to be alone with your little boy. I'm a teacher. Yeah, I have, here's my degree. I'm going to teach them about the birds and the bees. Oh, hell nah! You get off my lawn! Yeah, I don't think so, folks. I don't think so. They go on to say that the agreement goes on to strongly discourage non-student observation of online meetings due to the potential of confidential information about a student being revealed. Nonsense. They're trying to brainwash these children. You know, we've recently had this epidemic of kids who, especially young girls, because they seem to be especially vulnerable, where they go into these woke schools and these woke spaces and they get brainwashed into thinking that they're trans. Now, there was even one study in one case where out of like 20 students, 10 of them said, oh, they're trans. But it turns out that they were simply being peer pressured because after they left the school, 9 of them said, actually, you know what? I'm not trans. They were just trying to fit in. And when woke politics becomes what is popular in these schools, that's what they start adopting. Kids are being indoctrinated. It goes on to say that their agreement does not specifically say that parents may not be present while their child is participating in a virtual instruction. It does say that a violation of this agreement may result in RCS removing the child from the virtual meeting. They want to be alone with your children. How creepy does that sound? Okay, and consider the fact that it is virtual. What are they doing? I think it's time for people to start taking legal action. Oh yeah, it's time. It's time, folks. Now, of course, parents are raising concern. The agreement, of course, raised parents' interests, according to the Tennessee Star, particularly given that the agreement implied terms of interest might be being discussed in classrooms without the parents' knowledge. Yeah, see, here's the issue. They're teaching these kids about communism and about woke politics, identity politics. They're brainwashing young girls and turning them into rabid feminists. They're brainwashing young boys and teaching them to be beta cucks. I'm sorry, but that's what they're doing. They're teaching white people, for example, that they're bad. I mean, these are children. Imagine telling a 7-year-old boy, just because he's white, that he's bad. These people are evil. It's despicable what they're doing. And they know they're doing it, otherwise they would not have tried to sign this waiver. You're the parent. You should know about your children. You should know the confidential information. Are you kidding me? Now, they're going to say something like, we're just trying to protect kids who are LGBT. Shut up. Just shut your mouth. They are the children of the parents. The parents are responsible for them. This, my friends, is the educational system, once again, thinking that it's the parent. It thinks it owns your children. Well, I don't think so. I think parents need to sue. So I implore you, if you're a parent out there, conservative or otherwise, and you have means, you have the money, get a lawyer and sue. If they're trying to do this at your school, sue. Maybe you don't have means, but maybe you can whip up a class action lawsuit in which many parents who are concerned about this and want to see it shut down group together and file a legal claim. So in an email to parents sent earlier this week, the Rutherford School District said they are taking parents' concern under advisement. You're not the boss. Advisement? You got another thing coming. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys what you need to do about this, because it's very simple, and I'll explain it here after I read the school statement. Quote, we are aware of the concern that has been raised about this distance learning that was sent to parents, a spokesperson told the Star. The intent was not to prevent parents from being involved with their children during distance learning, but it is intended to protect the academic privacy of other students in the classroom who are visible during certain virtual class sessions. Too bad. Instead, the school district is now instructing parents not to record the virtual instruction to view later. Record everything! See, they don't want to be caught teaching your kids about communism. They don't want to be caught teaching your kids woke politics, critical race theory, identity politics. They're trying to brainwash your kids. I'm telling you. Record every single session. Oh, it's for the children. Think about the children. I don't want you to see me pulling out my wiener in front of little Timmy. Yeah, right. Tell that to the officer. Tell that to the police. Now they go on to say that we have issued new guidance to principals that parents can assist their children during virtual group sessions, during virtual group lessons with permission of the instructor, but should refrain from sharing or recording information about other students in the classroom, the spokesperson added. So this is all just a cover. What they're really trying to do is indoctrinate. Okay, because I've seen these teachers talk about this. I've made a video about it. You can look at it if you want. It's in my video history. They don't want you to know. They literally talk about how they can hide what they're teaching these children from conservative parents, from Christian parents. These people have an agenda, and I don't trust them at all. So when they tell you not to look at your children and what they're doing, that's a major red flag. I mean, this is the old story that I covered. Philadelphia public school teacher worries about conservative parents listening in on virtual classes. They said, Kay said that conservative parents are his chief concern when teachers are engaging, quote, in the messy work of destabilizing a kid's racism, homophobia, or transphobia. They're trying to brainwash him. That's what they're doing. They admit it. And it wasn't just one teacher either. It was many. You know, they mention that story here, about the Philadelphia teacher. This was the full statement, just in case you missed it. Quote, this fall, virtual class discussion will have many potential spectators, parents, siblings, etc. in the same room. We'll never be quite sure who is overhearing the discourse. What does this do for our equity/inclusion work? The teacher tweeted how many students depended on the secure barriers of our physical classrooms to encourage vulnerability. How many of us have installed some version of what happens here stays here to help this? Did she really just say that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Look, I'm not just worried about what these teachers are, indoctrinating the children with. I'm also worried about them as people, okay? And then, it goes on further with their statements. They talk about how they're trying to teach kids about gender and sexuality, and they don't want conservative parents because they're the real concern. They're sick people, okay? They're trying to brainwash your kids, and this is proof. It's undeniable. So I don't give a damn about anybody's privacy. These are children. They don't have privacy. And, too bad. You think I'm going to let my children just do whatever they want? To be alone with these sick people? I don't think so. So they can make their excuses. They can say this is to protect the student's privacy. But I think that's a bunch of baloney. I think it is. At the very least, folks, record every single session. That's my advice. That way, if you catch teachers doing anything wrong, doing anything questionable, or trying to brainwash children, you'll have video evidence. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the work I do, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, there's donor box and crypto. Links and addresses are down below in the description. And of course, you can also visit my merch store. Do you like card games? Introducing Virtue Signal, the game. Virtue Signal is a card game parody of social justice activism. In Virtue Signal, you play as one of 12 different social justice warriors. The object of the game? Simple. Attract a coalition of NPC followers. The first player to 15 is the winner, but it won't be easy. Virtue Signal simulates the power struggles and one-upsmanship that goes on between activist groups. There's also the Virtue Signal expansion pack, featuring amazing cards such as Wax My Balls, Bigot, Roof Koreans, Clean Your Lobster, Bucko, and Semester Abroad and Whitey Must Pay. That gets me every time. But you can get all of this for only $34.98. The link is down below in the description. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.